Nicole.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Derek.
And this is Absurd and Report podcast.
So today we're talking about a Kerrang list where they did the top 50 most important metal bands in America in the last 10 years. And I gotta say, I usually don't like Kerrang. That's not a bad list. There's a pretty decent array of, bands I consider to be underground bands, and some of my friends' bands, and bands I've booked. So, I don't know. It's a pretty comprehensive
They're basically
list.
All of your friends are in all of these bands.
No, I know. There's probably about 6 of my friends' bands that are in this list.
Okay. You said one of them is one of the bands that actually played a birthday party of yours.
Yeah, my homies Piron. They played my birthday with Diet Choking a couple of years ago. They usually stay at my house and smoke a bunch of pot with me when they come to town.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Kerrang's pretty wild. I mean, they're notorious for what they cover as far as their content. They did that interview over the phone with, was it Euronymous after Dead died?
I didn't even know about that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they covered it. Kerrang covered it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Kerrang can be pretty whack, though, as well. So
Kerrang is pretty wacky. Can you explain what the rules are?
Yeah, so they
list?
did like a 4-part list of rules for this list they constructed. And it's number 1, the band must be American. 2, the band must be actively playing shows, releasing albums, etc. 3, the band's debut full length must have come out in 2010 or later. And then 4, the band must be discernibly metal or have metal roots. And then they give us an example, as opposed to hardcore punk, hence no like Code Orange or Vane. But I'm also going to call bullshit on that because there's at least like 2 bands in this list that fit that description.
With like punk ties.
Yeah, like where the band, like, okay, for instance, All Pigs Must Die is on here. It's like the guy from Hope Conspiracy singing and fucking the guy from Converge playing drums and like some of the dude from Doom Riders.
I was a huge Hope
Doom
Conspiracy
Riders.
fan.
That's a good one there.
Yeah, those are all pretty much punk bands.
They're a Boston band.
Yeah.
Hope Conspiracy, and I think we've talked about Suicide File a bunch, which are members of that band with a new singer.
Yeah, Hope Conspiracy is one of my favorite bands.
You can't, for your dollar,
Mm-hmm.
some of the best rock and roll hardcore that you can.
They don't have a lot of shit, but I mean, it's fucking, all the shit they have is totally awesome.
I just want to say, given the rules that were provided, all the bands that I love are not included.
Because the non-American.
Because they're not American. Yeah. All my bands that I love are not American. Yeah. But Windhand did make the list,
But I mean, for what the list is, it's pretty accurate, And there's a lot of shit I would have thought would have gotten overlooked. Like my homies Death of Kings from Atlanta made it in here, and I definitely booked them years ago. And then last time I saw him was in Boston, and I was faced on LSD. It was fucking awesome.
You said Death of Kings?
Yeah, Death of Kings.
They came in 49 on the list.
Yeah. They're that band is great. They're like kind of straight up like gross thrash kind of shit about killing things with swords.
Kerrang says they play ripping barbarian thrash.
Yeah, it's about accurate. Yeah.
Slaying your enemies with knife hammers.
It's like lyrics that should be like real dorky, but they don't come off like that because the band fucking rules and is really brutal. So,
Windhand made the list, and Primitive Man.
I feel like both those are both super important.
Primitive Man rips hard.
Yeah, they played a basement in Providence last time they came through. They played a Funky Jungle.
I saw them play at once.
Yeah.
Recently with Bell Witch.
Yep.
Which Bell Witch is great, but the songs that they chose to do that night really put everybody asleep.
Yeah, Primitive Man has like no bad recordings and fucking. It's like the heaviest bullshit ever.
I love their merch.
Yeah.
And you know we have to talk about my favorite band that's on that list.
What's that?
Oh, that's Pissgrave.
No, Shitgrave. That's what it's called, okay? Shitgrave.
Immediately this episode's going to take a bunch of flack because
I hate
me and Nicole
them.
Both fucking hate Pissgrave.
Fuck
I don't know if Derek's being ironic or not right now.
Yeah, no, it's really not for me. It's like hyper digital. It feels like
that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah,
like everyone
feels like it's just
there's no breaks at all.
Here's one of my beefs with it. Everyone that usually will shit on something for being overproduced that I know in the grindcore scene, it was just like, man, this fucking album rips, and I'm like, I don't know, man, why is it 50 minutes long, and why the fuck is everything this digital? insanely clean and digital
very,
sounding.
very clean sounding.
And it's fucking gore grind. I don't want to hear a bunch of clean ass shit.
There you go.
It should sound like it's recorded in a dumpster.
I don't even like my rock and roll over.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what, everyone, even to like kind of like not on heavy metal topics, but like overproduction. Look at Steely Dan. I hate Steely Dan.
Yeah, me too. Because the overproduction pisses me off because it's not how anything ever sounds
when
live.
You just focus on every little detail, you end up far and away from kind of like what that natural creative shit's supposed to be all about.
Like, I'll be honest, I've never listened to another Pissgrave album besides the newest one.
I laughed when I heard it.
I got like most of the way through and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me, and I'm kind of surprised at what friends of mine like this bullshit.
I told you guys I'd listened to it, and I did, and I got through the second song, and I was like, nope, I can't. And also, side note, that album cover,
stupid as fuck looking.
Mayhem did it first.
I mean, a million gore grind bands have done that, and black metal bands, but they didn't look like a fucking PlayStation 2 character on the front of it, like that Pissgrave one.
Has Job for a Cowboy done anything in the last couple of years? Is that why they're not on the list? Because they haven't done like a fucking...
I think they didn't include them in here because they're more like metalcore.
After 2011?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the band had to start after 2010.
Yeah, that's why. Okay,
Job for a Cowboy was early 2000s.
They came out when I was still in high school, so
I also hate Job for a Cowboy.
You also hate them?
Yeah.
I like them.
I liked that one song they had, Entombment of a Machine.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
So let's segue that to this because there is a metalcore band.
That was really good. Yeah. Sorry, we're just nerding out over some emo band.
So not emo.
I mean, for that time.
Job for a Cowboy.
Anything? Okay, I hate emo music, like whiny, like.
I wouldn't call Job for a Cowboy emo.
Me neither.
Okay, they're it's not like really, but
metalcore, mallcore kind of shit.
I guess I associate like people who were like scene and emo. I put it all in the same group and lock it away in my head. It's
not a genre.
Yeah, it's the same clothing style.
You're just thinking about
just because those kids all hang out at the mall.
But they all listen to that. And they all hung out at Hot Topic.
Emo kids did like metalcore a lot. That's definitely a thing.
And the letters, like. It was very black metal inspired, but not black metal at all.
It wasn't black metal. No, there was some there was a lot of heavy on the pig squeals.
Really old metalcore. I remember going to those shows, and there was a lot of punks at it and a lot of metal guys.
I just figured
it was like a new thing.
Did you ever see Job for a Cowboy live?
Yeah, I was just going to bring this up because a band that I've seen with Job for a Cowboy, Fit for an Autopsy, somehow made this list.
Oh, yes.
And
Fit for an Autopsy is great.
I'm gonna argue with that. I think that band fucking sucks. And also, how'd they make this list? I don't know. It seems like they
2011 relevancy.
I thought they were... No, wait. I saw that band in fucking... I thought they were out previous to that because I thought I saw them in 2008 with Job for a Cowboy.
Was it Church that was on this list as well?
Yeah, Church is on this list.
Not Church Burn.
No, just Church.
Just Church. Yeah, I almost made the same mistake too. Church Burn should have made the list, in my opinion.
In my opinion as well.
I mean, friends with those dudes, but I don't know if they're blown up enough to... Like, a lot of these are pretty blown up bands.
Well, see, that's unfortunate.
Like, now they're a lot more popular, but I mean...
I want to give a shout out to Church Burn. They deserve to be
on
this
fine. Let's see. What else is really awesome on this list?
Knocked Loose, who I've been getting into.
So Primitive Man came in at 35.
35.
I think it should have been higher.
Yeah, they should have been up way, way higher. Like, you got Devil Master beating fucking that band, and I think that's completely ridiculous.
Never heard him.
Some of these bands, I've never even heard of. Like, I don't even know how to say this band. Pyrrhon?
Yeah, that's my homies that we were just talking about.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, that band fucking rules. It's like a lot of noise stuff mixed with just like death metal and punk riffs. It's really
I like
good.
very like obscure noise bands.
Well,
I feel like Providence is good for that.
Check Pyrrhon out. They're more metal, obviously, but they have like noise elements to their shit. But
would you say that like
they're one of my favorite bands? Easily.
Would you say that like most of the bands on the list are pretty spread out across the country, or is it just like
no? It's pretty spread out. Yeah.
Pyrrhon
like
came in at 34.
Like the most popular in each like city area.
Yeah, I feel like they did that. They did go kind of all over the place as far as like subgenres of metal as well. Yeah, I love crossover as well, but I feel like crossover is kind of more.
I never did the gore grind. I did a lot. I did noise for a while. Like I remember.
Very picky with noise stuff.
You were saying a band is the.
I said ODB is the anal kind of rap. And someone got offended, and they were like, well, I don't know about that. And I was like, well, how different is it really? It's a fucking guy on a bunch of drugs rambling fucking nonsense and doing offensive shit nonstop, you know?
I agreed with you.
I'm saying it as a fan of ODB and AC.
So for 31 on the list, we have another Denver black metal band called Wayfarer, and they're an elemental mixture noise band, and they're black metal 4-piece.
So a lot of ambient stuff kind of made it in here, huh?
I think I'm
I know, I would-
Well, it's bigger in other countries than it is
You're
here.
damn right.
Monowar?
Yeah.
I was so mad. I posted on this.
Monowar?
No, no.
You just call Manowar Monowar?
No, Monowar.
I thought that was like a Jamaican cover band of Manowar.
Like Dark Side of the Moon.
Monologue.
Holy
I
shit.
commented on this not reading the rules, and I was like, this is bullshit. Monolord didn't make the list, and I was like, oh wait,
You're
they're
like,
Sweden
not from
bands.
America.
I remember, like,
See, they went into some of the more kind of like sloppy, almost punk kind of metal in here as well. Like they threw like Midnight in here, which I think is awesome.
I love Midnight.
And Power
well,
Trip's like a crossover, like 80s crossover kind of metal.
steel
And personally, I think that's awesome. They're at the top of the list. I think that band fucking rules live.
80s crossover metal.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, equal parts like Slayer and Cro-Mags and like that kind of shit all kind of crammed together.
Not like
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
No, not at all.
Kiss.
No, 100% not.
That'll come back sometimes.
I'm
but-
gonna continue to go down the list. 30, you got Noisem, which Josh
Yeah, that's what we were
said.
just saying. That dude came out last night. That
Um,
band fucking rules. I would almost argue about that though, because they're pretty much a grind band, in my opinion. Like just straight up grind.
I mean, all metal is metal.
Yeah. Well, I guess grind is just a combo of
Yeah.
death metal and punk anyway.
My favorite, Windhand, coming in at 29.
Windhand.
I actually just saw them at Desert Fest, which was one of the first U.S. tour dates for that European festival.
Reminds me
I've
of...
seen them a bunch of times in
What's
Providence.
the band that Lemmy was in before Motorhead?
Hawkwind.
Hawkwind.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what the...
Hawkwind's fucking dope.
Hawkwind is dope.
Yeah.
I bought a vinyl not too long ago.
28, All Pigs Must Die.
You know, that's what we were saying. Had the punk and hardcore influence where they kind of violates the
Because
list
those are
rules.
guys from like two of the most definitive hardcore bands.
Converge and Hope Conspiracy, like two of the most hardcore punk related bands ever. You know.
But then also, doesn't the guy from freaking American Nightmare do Cold Cave?
Yeah. Yep.
So
You have
to
King
each
Woman.
his own. Fucking one of the guys played in like who's the guy from guitar player from Newfound Glory who was just like in,
He's in like Shy Halud.
he was in Shy Halud.
Yeah. He's from Connecticut as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all those Shy Halud guys used to hang out with my friends from like mid-state. And
Whatever happened to them?
I think they play with some sort of scab lineup now. Like my old band was supposed to play a show with them, but I got injured, so we couldn't play it. But yeah, I guess it's like the singer and a bunch of randoms. I watched the video of it after, and I was like, I'm not really too worried about the fact that we missed that show.
27 is King Woman,
How many of these bands are Mike Patton in?
which is a goth band from California.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I was gonna point out, because a friend of mine listens to them a bunch, and I've listened to them at her house, and I'm like, yeah, they're not really that much of a metal band. for the most part.
Necrot came in at 26. Blood Incantation at 25.
Not a fan.
Really?
Don't understand the boner
Okay.
over that fucking nerd shit. I'm not into it. Saw him live, was not pumped about it. Guy
Was
kept
not
giving-
pumped about
Guy kept
it.
giving speeches about outer space in between every song, but his mic was so distorted that it sounds like if you grew up in like the 90s, like, and the principal made an announcement over the intercom in the school, or just be like that's how it was when he was giving speeches. But it was like these epic, fucking dumbass speeches about D&D shit in outer space. I'm like, yeah, these guys are a bunch of cheese balls. And your bass player sounds like he used the fucking band Korn's bass tone.
Monkey.
That'll be another unpopular opinion in this podcast. I don't
Monkey,
like fucking Blood
right?
Incantation.
No, I
No,
believe
that's
it's
the bass
Fieldy.
player. Fieldy. Oh.
Was
But there's a guy named Monkey in Korn as well.
Yeah,
Almost
there is.
Yeah.
I think he's the bass player.
He's the shittiest bass player known to man. He's fucking
I
terrible.
Have you
believe
guys-
That's Fieldy, and Monkey guitar player, and then also Head. The other guy's name was Head. He
Yeah.
was the other guitar
Man.
player.
Bad nicknames, Korn.
Did you
And
see
then,
that?
like, Jonathan Davis.
Did you see that music video that they did with Little John, Snoop Dogg?
It was directed by Satan.
Exhibit And it was them pretending to be Korn for their Twisted Transistor music video.
No,
Jesus Christ.
And it's like Snoop Dogg pretending to be Monkey, like puking all over everything. It's the best. You guys gotta see it if you haven't.
That must have snuck by me.
No, it's a good one. Please.
How come that didn't make this list?
So 24, Black Fast.
It's too many bands with Necro at the beginning of it, by the way. I'm looking at you, metal guys. We get it. You know, we get it. Death. We understand.
Neurosis. That's what I'm thinking of.
Neurosis. Neurosis is amazing.
Yeah.
Neurosis is amazing.
It's one of my favorite bands.
Listen to it enough while you're like so high that you're drooling.
Oh yeah,
your
yeah.
brain wants to combust.
You gotta listen to that Times of Grace album, and then like they have a separate album that they did on the Tribes of Neuroth. This is all noise, and it's called Grace, and they match up to each other. So you have to play them from 2 different stereos from across the room from each other at the same time. Yeah, listen to that one on Shrooms. That's a really good one.
21 is Inter Arma.
That band rules. They used to tour with my homies Ed Hockley from Pittsburgh that I put out a couple of records for.
20 Devil Master.
See, that's the one I was making fun of earlier.
Satan Spits on Children of Light.
I don't know. They kind of just sound like a really crappy like demo version of like Celtic Frost kind of shit. But not, I love Celtic Frost and I don't like.
Great band.
No,
First wave black metal.
I hate the guitar work and the vocals in that band a bunch. Not Celtic Frost and Devil Master.
Celtic Frost.
You quoting SOD?
They got old.
I am.
SOD. Thought you were gonna slide that one through.
19 is Pennsylvania's Rivers of Nile.
I haven't heard them either.
It's a death metal band. They're a little shocking.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
So your standard death metal, basically?
Yeah. 18, Allegion? Allegaon? I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
Allegion?
And 16, I'm not familiar with this band, but I hate their band name. It's called Oozing Wound.
That band's good. I agree, it's a bad band name, but...
I hate that.
It's like your stereotypical thrash metal band name, but like that band's really good.
Black Breath as number 15.
Festering.
Isn't Black Breath kind of like almost power violence stuff? I like vaguely remember them.
Yeah, it is power violence.
Yeah.
They're a Seattle band.
Okay.
Walk me through what power violence would sound like.
Power violence is basically kind of more the punk end of grind, essentially.
Okay.
So it's like basically punk with blast beats and more clear vocals than grind would be, like you might be more apt to understand the vocals in a power violence song over a grind song. Still yelling, still kind of Muppet vocals.
Okay.
Like the band Spaz, like that's power violence.
I love Spaz.
Yeah, all the varying stupid Muppet vocals.
Mostly for their Simpsons.
Weird time changes. Yeah,
but they have
short songs. That's power violence.
All right.
Yeah.
14 is Sumac.
That was the ISIS guy I was talking about.
Yeah, the former frontman for ISIS, Aaron Turner.
They're a good band.
And they're more of a prog metal band.
A little faster though, It's definitely not like ISIS. Like if you go into it expecting it to be like ISIS, you'll probably be disappointed.
13 is Pennsylvania's band. It's a death metal band, Outer Heaven.
Yeah, they rule a lot. They tore their face off as well.
12 is a band that Josh apparently doesn't care for, called Fit for an Autopsy.
I'm calling bullshit on this list because I'm pretty sure they existed before
now,
2010.
Like me and Derek remember, those were relevant with Job for a Cowboy, Dance Club Massacre.
Well, that's who I saw him with, is Job for a Cowboy.
We Came with Broken Teeth.
I'm going to call out this list right now. I'm going to look up Fit for an Autopsy.
I don't know if I can think of it.
I wanted to say Bleeding Through, but that's
I don't think I'm familiar with Bleeding Through.
Bleeding Through is a Trust Kill Records.
Yeah.
Tough guy. It's like you were saying. It's like power violence. It's like fucking.
Nah, it's more tough guy hardcore.
It's more tough guy hardcore, but with blast beats. A fair amount of blast beats.
You ever notice Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia in the earlier seasons wears a Bleeding Through shirt?
No, he doesn't.
Pretty often. Yeah.
There was no way he's
the one where Frank has the doo-wop gang.
The pecan sandies.
Yeah, he's wearing. Mac is wearing a fucking.
No, it's
bleeding blue
chemical
shirt.
toilet.
Yeah, but he's wearing. Oh, it's the same episode.
Actually,
but he's wearing a
bleeding
blue
through
shirt. Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with this list.
Oh, by the way, I proved the list wrong. Fit for an Autopsy came out in 2008.
Oh.
And I definitely saw them on their first tour. So.
Ooh.
Also,
Suck a dick,
R.I.P.
Kerrang.
is not on this list.
Who?
R.I.P.
Who's that?
R.I.P. is I would they're kind of doom metal, but
Does the initial stand for anything?
rest in peace.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was some sort of creative twist on it. Or
No,
if it
no,
was
no,
rest in
they're
peace.
really
Let's see.
cool.
Hold on. We can help him out with this. What would you do? What would you do? R.I.P. What was the initial thing?
God, I got nothing. Right
You got
now.
nothing right
I got
now.
nothing.
There's nothing in the
Electric-
tank.
The joke well's
Electric
dry.
Wizard
Oh,
made a
come on.
comment that their album was the one that they were looking forward to the most this year. They're really cool. They sing like their microphone stand is a giant scythe.
Righteous incandescent prostate.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a glowing prostate.
Yeah.
So it's incandescent, right? So.
Or yeah, incandescent or incantation. An incantated prostate, maybe.
Is incantated a word?
if we're shooting holes in metal band name.
Oh, I am.
logic,
That's what I'm here to do.
We could spend all day doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they should have made the list. They're pretty relevant now.
Necrophagist is
Not a word. Good band though, not a word.
Not good band, not a word.
11 is Midnight, which I have a big boner for.
Okay.
They are actually not really.
Haven't they existed before 2010 as well?
Yeah, but they came out with stuff recently.
Yeah, they have some newer shit, but I'm saying though, this list has got a couple holes in it because they're saying
They're
a rule
grimy,
is
nihilistic, street thrash.
they're putting down rules where they're like the band has to have existed after 2010 to start, but
Periphery was number 10. Number 9 is Spirit Adrift. 8 is UADA. Am I saying that? Uwada?
I don't know that
Wada?
one. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Wada?
Haven't heard of this one.
Okay, so I just proved the thing wrong again because Midnight has existed since 2003.
Since 2003, but how many relevant records do they have now?
It's like at least 5.
So they're actively putting out music.
But my point is this though. The rule of this list,
It was 2010 and after only?
the band's debut full length must have come out in 2010 or later, is what it says.
Oh, well.
And Midnight.
What's
definitely
going on,
had-
Kerrang?
Yeah. It's called Wikipedia, Kerrang.
Full
What the fuck,
length,
bro?
What the
mean-
hell, Kerrang?
Some bands go years without putting out a full.
No,
Maybe
dude,
they were just like,
Midnight-
somebody
had a
in
fucking-
Kerrang was like, I love Midnight
Yeah.
so much.
They're like, I love bullets and hoods, so
And sex.
machetes, so
And sex and garbage
Yeah.
cans.
I mean, let's look it up right here.
Sex with garbage cans?
Sex with garbage cans, in garbage cans, with juice, without juice.
So what? Yeah, okay. So you know what? Their first full length wasn't until 2011.
Protection,
That's pretty nuts.
garbage bags.
If I'm to believe Metal Archives, it says Midnight was a band for literally 8 years
When this
before they came out with
garbage
full length.
can is a knockin', when this garbage can is a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
I don't know though. Like there is a full live album from 2007. So does that qualify as being a full length?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So
I
fuck you
s-
again, Kerrang.
I see.
Give me an editing job over there.
I
'cause
see angry letters.
6 is
in their
Death
future.
Heaven. I'm not okay with that. 5 is Mutoid Man.
All right, let's make Mutoid Man. Never heard of.
Mutoid Man is guys from Cave In, basically. That's the
Oh.
proggy band we were talking about earlier. How I have no idea how they made the list because they're not really like a metal band. At
All right, it'd be like putting Dream Theater on the list.
Yeah, well, that's what I expected this list to be originally when I was like, oh, Kerrang made a list.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the whack ass artwork they put on
Yeah.
the list.
The
They-
Bleeding
They put like
Liberty.
this shitty like fucking
Statue of Liberty bleeding.
CGI. No, it's like the Statue of Liberty with black metal corpse paint on.
Yeah, she had like bleeding
It's like a
black
shitty
eyes.
airbrush drawing. It's like really, really fucking bad.
They were
Number
under the gun on this.
So I didn't expect anything of this list, is what I'm saying. When I went into it, I was like, well, this is gonna fucking suck a
I kn-
pile of balls.
I just ended up sending you guys the list because I knew you guys would poop all over it.
I mean, like I said, I like a lot of the bands on this list.
Number 4 is Chemists. They're more of a stonery band. They're a 4-piece, more Oric, and they call themselves a highway metal band. I've never...
The fuck does that mean?
Never heard of that. I don't know what that means to me.
Was there not a lot... It seems this list was a little light on the stoner metal bands in general.
Yeah, that's why I had a problem with it.
I mean, I
because
don't know.
I'm a stoner doom metal, sludge metal kind of gal over here.
I mean, Primitive Man and Windhand made it on there.
Give me
They're
doom
kind of
or
like
give me death.
pretty high up on that.
Yeah, and so did Paul Bear.
Yeah, they're a
Pallbearer,
huge doom
they're
metal
great.
band.
Number
Yeah.
3, Paul Bear with the fuzz coming in. And number 2 is the Gate Creeper.
Yeah, Gate Creeper rules.
And number 1, Power Trip.
I don't necessarily agree that Power Trip should have been number 1, but they definitely deserve to be on this list.
I mean,
Band rules.
I would have said, maybe like Monolord, but
Not from America.
I made my own list.
Did you really?
No.
Oh.
I was just gonna say I just put together the worst songs of all time.
The worst songs.
That was your Kerrang list? You just made a list of the shittiest songs of all time?
I think, we could... Anything that, like, Jefferson Starship did...
Should
pretty-
all be on that list.
Pretty bad, It's just, like... That only worked for, like, 1 year. Like, that sound... we built this city. It's just so bad.
Imagine being a good band like Jefferson Airplane, and then you're like, let's make this really fucking terrible
the
electronic album.
80s were tough for everyone.
So it actually happened because me and Josh were partying late after PVD Fest. We got like 2 giant boxes of tacos. Or somebody got 2. Ian got 2 big boxes of tacos. Party boxes of tacos. And Foley said, "What is the most awful songs of all time?" And without thinking, I automatically said Crazy Town Butterfly.
Well, yeah, that's definitely easily one of the worst songs ever made.
Yeah, but don't you ever just groove to it? Just
Not
a
at all.
little
No,
bit?
no,
It comes
not
on.
once.
Come malete, come malete.
Oh
my
man, you are
butterfly,
fucking kicked
sugar,
off of this
baby.
podcast.
They
You make
played...
my legs shake. You make me go
I actually
crazy.
got a Crazy Town story for you.
Because they did just come to town. They
They're
just
supposed
played in
to.
Providence.
Did they
So
come
they
to
keep-
the crazy town?
They keep doing this shit where they'll like book a show around here, and then they'll like text whoever the promoter is like an hour before and be like, "Oh, our minivan broke down. We can't make it." So like they did it once at they're supposed to play a fucking art gallery
I saw
in
that.
Massachusetts.
Saw that.
So they
Is
so
that
they
with magnets? Machine with magnets?
no.
Oh.
This is like out in Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts.
But yes, I don't remember what venue it was supposed to be. There's some shitty art gallery, and they did that. They like texted them like, "Oh, our minivan broke down. We can't make it." So then my buddy booked them in Providence because he runs a club, and I was there when he got the text, and it was almost the same exact text that they had gotten from the art
So
gallery.
you think they were just like trying to pre-sell tickets, see if they could do all right, and if they didn't, they just wouldn't show up?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, that's
That seems about accurate,
the,
right?
best, the most logical explanation
Yeah.
is usually one.
Well, who would want to
they're-
go see them anyway?
Well, yeah. How much do they think they're gonna pack the room? They had like one fucking stupid hit that literally everyone makes fun of on the internet, and that was like 20 years ago when that came out. You really putting Snows and Form that high up on the bad songs list?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun song at least.
You posted a song, Wheeler Walker Jr.'s Eating Pussy Kicking Ass.
Yo,
I
that
would-
song rules.
I would put like crisscross jump before like Snows and Form.
That's a good album.
Chris Cross's
I
song
missed
Jump
the
is
bus.
actually a banger.
I got that CD at my house. I don't give a fuck.
It's a certified banger.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge banger.
Yeah.
Banger alert.
Know your place, Derek.
Just saying, if you're gonna put Snows and Former on a bad list, crisscross jump.
I'm saying take them both off the list.
Take them both up.
Hey, you suggested it the first time.
What, Snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He's like, I take it back.
I'm giving it a second review. And it's a funny song when you're drunk, you know.
He's like, I only enjoy it
We
when
listened
I'm
to it while
drunk.
we were shit-faced the other day.
We
Like-
did. We did. Somebody posted The Flies Got You Where I Want You.
I don't know if I know that one.
I have never heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Thong Song.
Oh yeah,
by
that's a
Cisco.
piece of shit. Yeah, you can throw that in there.
Oh, Derek likes it.
It's a good video on mute though. Once again.
It was revolutionary.
Some person said...
Why, just because of butts? That's why it was revolutionary?
Cisco...
Just greased up asses all over the
and
place?
the whole Drew Hill gang were...
I forgot he was part of a whole crew of people with their hair dyed silver.
Underrated.
Sounds kind of cool, actually.
Drew Hill?
They weren't that cool.
No,
somebody
they
said
were not.
anything that D'Antwoord makes, but
Yeah,
they're
F
still
that.
kind of drawn to it anyway.
If you take D'Antwoord's performance art, they don't take themselves seriously. They don't see themselves even as musicians. It's a whole project for them. Like,
I know this.
So
You don't
they're
have to explain this
yeah,
to
I've
me.
seen
I'm
them
not
like-
explaining it to you. I'm explaining it to
I'm
maybe our listeners who aren't hip to surreal art.
Oh yeah, they're very otherworldly.
But I feel like these are they're fictional characters that they created just for this project. And
No,
so-
yeah, that's what they said.
yeah.
Yeah, well, they're an offshoot of an older project.
They're both art school graduates.
Yeah.
What was the other thing they did?
They both did like movies and stuff. There's a lot of.
There's a whole other like rap group that he does though.
Oh, it's called
Mr.
Don't tell me. I know what it is. It's a name. It's just a name.
Yeah, she like plays his secretary and they do like a bunch of mini movies.
Yeah,
and...
it's called. I'm so mad I can't think of
God.
it right now.
Bless it, internet. I
Um.
don't know. I can't remember it.
Oh, it's like
I
on the
listened
tip
to
of
him.
my
I listened to him a
tongue.
bunch before too. I
The
just can't think of
organ grinder comes to town.
it.
I know that one.
But I will say I have seen D'Antwoord live.
Yeah, I think all of us have. Right?
And
Max Normal.
Max Normal. That's it.
Max
Ah,
Normal.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
look it up.
Max Normal.
But I've seen D'Antwoord live, and I'll tell you, it was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it
I've
was
seen them
sick.
live 6 times.
I think I'm on
Do
3.
I sit at home with my headphones and listen to them? You bet your ass not.
Oh, of course.
I do when I'm on drugs, definitely.
Yeah.
I did regularly and religiously for probably 3 years straight.
I saw them on one of the nights that like I decided to get sober, and I was like really fucking hungover, and
Yeah, it's not a great show to get sober at.
no, I was
necessarily.
pretty happy that my seats were pretty far away. It was the House of Blues, so it's just
Yeah.
like it's kind of like unless
I
you're
was
on
at that. I was on the floor. I was,
Yeah,
like,
if you're
right
on
up
the
there.
floor, it's one thing,
Is
but
that when
if
they
you're-
came out for to O Fortuna?
I don't know. It was in
And they were
2016.
wearing the robes.
Yeah, it was a couple of years. Banana Brains and stuff like that was their whole thing.
That video's crazy.
The video's
Banana
crazy.
brains eat the apple of my eye.
Hey, you're gonna get a suit over here, buddy. we don't have the rights to that song.
I was
Yeah,
more
yeah.
impressed with like their DJ than anything. Like he had some some
It's a couple of different people that do the
some
DJ. I
skills.
guess.
Yeah, they change
Yeah.
people.
He just plays the same character, quote unquote.
I like
DJ High Tech.
Yeah.
I like it when they play the different characters in their music video, like
Because
Babies
they're-
on Fire when they were playing the siblings.
Oh yeah. That's
There
right.
is already a DJ High Tech, and he
Now
did.
there's DJ God.
Yeah, but there's DJ High Tech who did Reflections Eternal with Talib Kweli. It was one of the greatest hip hop records of all time.
That's a different guy.
It's got to be. It's definitely not him.
I mean, it might not
It
be.
might not be.
You don't know.
Hey.
They work with Cypress Hill guys
Yeah,
right
I was gonna
now.
say.
You think the DJ from D'Antwoord is the same DJ that did Reflections Eternal?
I wouldn't be
Well,
surprised.
we can fucking look this shit up right now.
If we find out that it's RZA, I'm going to shit.
Yeah.
If it's
It's his
if it's
cover
any
name or
Wu
some
Tang
fucking-
if it's any Wu Tang member, then we're just I'm gonna get an Ouroboros, but it's just gonna be a bunch of Wu Tang symbols of Ouroboros.
Yeah, it is two different guys, definitely.
All right.
Because the American dude is
High Tech.
a black guy, and the other guy is definitely not.
That's kind of where I was going for it, but I just
Yeah.
didn't want to, spit my mouth off
And not be right.
and not be right about that.
Yeah, and also this other guy, the American one, is much older. He's like 43 years old.
And that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. But if you have never listened to that record, I highly recommend it.
yeah.
Yeah, so D'Antwoord is definitely a favorite band of mine. I like a lot of their like more like obscure stuff, like Money and the Power is really great. Beat Boy, I love Beat Boy.
Let's get back into the real garbage, though. What's?
Oh, real garbage. D'Antwoord's not real garbage.
Yeah, I was
They're
gonna say
fake garbage.
we all like that. Let's get into something we fucking hate right,
right. Okay.
now. What else we got going on this list?
Papa Roach, I think we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
fuck! I've always
Yeah.
hated that bullshit. That's not even ironically
Cut
funny.
his career into pieces. More like what?
POD,
You
Oh, I forgot about POD. Ugh.
a little Southtown action,
Puddle
baby.
of Mud. She fucking hates me.
You ever realize that Puddle of Mud song, the riff is the same as "I Saw Your Mommy" by Suicidal Tendencies?
No.
It's the same guitar riff. It's exactly.
But
the
I'm
fucking
gonna
thing.
come down and swing this hammer and say anything by Nickelback.
sucks.
That's erroneous. We don't even need to mention that.
Yeah, everybody knows Nickelback sucks. We don't have to inform
they're
the
just a
public.
turd we're covering up now. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's once again, it's not one of those things where it's even ironically
My mother
hilarious.
got me-
Look at this shit, band.
My mother got me a Nickelback CD for Christmas one year.
Oh, did you cry?
Were you like a
I
horrible
would've
kid
been
that?
so
Were you a
upset.
horrible kid that year?
I would have been so upset.
I don't know. I don't know what I deserved because like the year before that or something like that for like Easter, she gave me Busta Rhymes
That's sick.
ELE Extinction Level Event.
Yeah, that album
like give me
rules.
some more. Yeah, it was a fucking
See,
awesome
That,
record.
giving you a Nickelback CD,
And
that's
they
like she
give you
took
a
a shit in your Christmas
exactly.
stocking.
So
yeah.
my mom, when she traveled, she used to go to Amoeba Records in California because she was a saleswoman, and she would bring me back CDs growing up all the time. And my first few CDs that I can remember were like Outkast. I had the Britney Spears "Slave for You" CD. I had the Offspring. She bought me like Clash CDs.
Kind of all over the place there.
She liked punk and she liked funk.
And pop.
Dead Kennedys.
Mm-hmm.
She was a Dead Kennedys person. My mom was cool sometimes, you know. But as far as really bad bands go,
I think all of our moms were probably cool at sometimes.
have you ever met somebody's mom and been like, nah, they have never been cool?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. You would. My mom fucking lived on Jerry Garcia's commune and freaking met the guy and hung out with him a bunch, like in the late '60s and '70s.
Speaking of bad bands,
Monster.
The Grateful Dead is one of my most hated bands of all time.
I forget who made
I
them,
like
but
that song, Truckin'.
they did Grateful He's Dead t-shirts.
I've never seen
Truckin'.
Oh
those.
yeah, no, those are
I used to make Fuck Jerry Garcia shirts.
fuck Jerry.
Yeah,
Garcia
I still have the stencil, I'm pretty sure, but
I'm sure you did.
yeah, I remember we had that and we had a Freebird Sucks shirt that we made.
I love that idea.
Well, you know
That's
who's
a
seen
great
the Grateful
idea.
Dead numerous times.
Can you make a new updated one that's
I might still have the Freebird Sucks one.
you Oasis Wonderwall?
Well, you know, we were talking about Starship earlier, and we built this city, made this top 10 list I just pulled up. Number 5.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I actually own a copy of that record for God knows why.
I don't know. Was that the Freddie Mercury? Oh no, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, Billy. Oh, Jesus.
It can break your
Take
heart.
me out, dude. Don't
Him and his
worry.
daughter have been stinking it up for fucking 2.5 decades at this point.
And their
Absolute
brother.
say-
fucking trash.
And her brother
Cyrus,
is a
what
fucking.
is
Oh yeah, he played
Noah
in
Cyrus?
town like a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, he did at
Yeah, my
Albany.
homie hung out with him. He's
Hey,
like,
that
it's
new
really
Black
weird.
Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus was pretty good, though.
That
Nah,
was
I
the
watched
old-
2 seconds, so I was like, done.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna fight on this podcast
That season
now.
sucks.
It really did suck.
Oh man, number 8 on this list that I just pulled up. Who Let the Dogs Out by Baha Men.
Yeah. Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, you know what?
Somebody-
They don't give a shit. They made millions off of that one stupid song.
They still play it at football games and
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Somebody, I think it was like either Vice or somebody said one of the worst albums of all time was Krayshawn's album.
Worst ever, huh?
Yeah, and I
Actually, I was listening to that earlier
Oh.
today.
I was just gonna say
that's
that's something I keep in my back pocket
I
always.
don't give a shit. I
I got
have a
one thing.
Krayshawn t-shirt. That
I
I
got
love
one.
Krayshawn. I saw that and I loved it. Okay, that's the best shit I ever
That
seen.
shirt fucking rules. I bought it
That
from her.
is the best shit.
She mailed it to me herself.
I got one for you. I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Ah! Sorry, I didn't mean to
Chinese
yell right
food.
into the microphone in disgust.
I believe
What the
it's
fuck was that band called?
LFO
Oh, God.
for the summer.
Thanks
I
for
believe.
ruining my fucking life by reminding me LFO exists. Oh,
They have local ties.
the fucking lyrics to that song. What the fuck?
What is that song? I saw my pride.
Oh, God. Yeah, what is that band called again? Eve 6. That's an Eve 6 song right there.
I had that record.
Yeah, I think I owned that in 8th grade, I'm not gonna lie. But that band fucking sucks too.
Yeah, they do fucking really suck. Somebody, on a more serious note, seemed like they were having a bad day and said, Third Death from the new Whitechapel album.
I think Green Day's Boulevard of Broken Dreams is probably one of the worst
What
songs.
a raging turd that song is. What a whining pile of goddamn bullshit that song is.
I remember working a summer job.
I walk
trying
these
so hard not
I walk
to
these
laugh.
lonely streets with my briefcase full of millions of dollars that I made from being in Green Day.
Also, the
life is a
Boulevard of
goth
Broken
nightmare.
Dreams is a famous painting, by the way.
It's also an album made by a fucking asshole who thinks he's a punk rocker. Named Billy Joe Armstrong.
I worked at a furniture store that song was on like the fucking playlist for the entire summer. I was on loop.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And it nearly drove me mad.
Um,
And then we beat the shoemaker to death with shoes.
3 Doors Down, Kryptonite.
Yeah.
So, funny story, that guy from 3 Doors Down is definitely on an album that I released on my record label.
Okay. Okay.
The shade of it all.
He's on the Jared Paul record as a guest vocalist on one of the tracks.
Oh, JP.
So, yeah.
How does everybody feel about Pennywise?
Not a fan.
I mean...
You don't like that Bro Hymn, my guy?
No, what?
There
No, I
was
don't
a
like
band,
the song Bro Hymn.
They were a band that definitely existed. I think I had one of the records About Time, and it's not bad. It's like fucking, if you liked them, you liked what's the other band that I was never really into, like Down by Law.
Yeah, I like Down by Law though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are all bands that were out
trying
when
to
I was in
think.
6th grade or 7th grade,
Somebody
basically.
said anything by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
You know who Red Hot Chili Peppers alternate singer used to
Keith
be, right?
Morris.
Yeah, Keith Morris, Circle Jerks, and Black Flag.
But I love everything by them.
Everything,
Chili
huh?
Peppers,
That's
everything.
a wide net to throw
It's
out
a
right there to be like,
huge-
I like everything by Red Hot Chili
That's
Peppers.
a lot of bad music.
I'll give you like the first couple records. I like those records, but
Okay,
saying everything, I don't know.
Their new album was not that good.
Yeah, they got a lot of albums.
That's
that
where
are
you
good.
draw the line. Their new album.
Yeah, their new anything past
Nah.
2011
No.
doesn't do it for
No,
me.
Nah, you gotta
go
set it back a full
little
decade and
bit
a half
further. Yeah,
forward.
I go back a little bit further.
I
I'd
like
say
them till about
anything after-
mid-90s.
I'd say anything after Mother's Milk was complete
Really?
garbage.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the couple. I like the one after that.
One Hot Minute?
No,
Californication
Blood Sugar Sex
took
Magic
my
is in
soul.
between.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic is... Yeah,
That's after Mother's Milk.
it's after Mother's Milk.
like
but
that
it's
record.
but that's like
Breaking
the
the
beginning of the
Girl.
end.
Oh yeah, totally. It's a sellout record.
Yeah,
Breaking the Girl was a great
and that was on Mother's Milk, I believe.
Yeah, that's an early one, definitely.
Shine by Collective Soul.
I
Oh
don't know
my
about
god,
anything-
Collective Soul.
Collective Soul, that was one of my first albums ever.
Religious rock and roll white guy band.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Shine Down. Anything by
Oh,
Shine Down.
I dated a guy that was in a Shine Down music video.
Wow, I'm
once.
really sorry to hear that.
He was
Holy
like,
shit.
Oh, wait.
I lived with
Hey,
him in
you
Florida.
sure you want this recorded right now? You want us
I
to turn
lived
this
with him in
microphone up?
Florida. It was. I remember that. Remember when I told you I woke up one day and I was like, "Wow, why have I been this drunk for 2 months?"
You were like, I live in Florida and this guy is in a Shinedown video. I gotta get the fuck out of
If
here.
"That's
you're-
pretty much what happened to
And
me."
if you're into Shine
That's pretty
Down,
much what happened to me.
if you're into Shine Down, you were definitely into Saliva. Quick, boom.
Stop reminding me of these fucking terrible ass bands. Yes, check this out. When I lived in Connecticut, when I lived in Connecticut, I go to the mall one day to like grab sneakers or some bullshit, and I pull up and there's a car with Shinedown stickers all over the like his car is customized
Like,
to
way
be like a
more than
Shinedown
normal,
mobile,
yeah.
like not like he put bumper stickers on it, like their
You
logos
guys are
across
gonna
the
have to
sides.
plan my
An
funeral,
excessive
because
amount
I'm
of
gonna
Shine
die right
Yeah,
now.
like his windshield is decked out and like their album title and shit. So I park right next to him and
Listen.
take a fucking picture and laugh at him and shit.
People get really fucking dedicated with their car work.
So then I go and I like Google Shinedown on my phone just to further make fun of him, and this shit pops up. The shit pops up where it's a picture of his car on the Shinedown official Facebook page, being like our #1 fans on his way to see us. And they were apparently playing in Connecticut like that night. I'm like, Shinedown is shouting out this asshole that ruined his car spent thousands of dollars fucking his own car up.
When I worked at Newberry Comics, this guy had a half-naked, like, anime girl riding a dragon that went across both sides of the car.
I'm sure he's getting a lot of pussy with that drawing in his car.
I think it's the guy who walks in with the shirt that just says hentai.
Hentai, right.
Oh, wow.
Maybe his license plate was just hentai.
That's always a
Do
thing you should
you
be
have
totally
any
proud
hentai
of.
in here? Are you fucking serious, dude? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, don't you work in the Newberry that sells porn, don't you? So
I was in the one that had the most porn. And
yeah.
it's really awkward because one time I was putting away porn DVDs and this guy's like, "What you got in your hands?" well, what's this one about? I'm like, I don't know. It has a...
You're like, what do I memorize the plots to various pornos that I put on the shelf at work?
I was like, it has a synopsis on the back. You can read it.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, what's this one about? Like, can I see what you got? Like, and I was like, no, get out of here.
I'm trying to work over here, buddy.
Get it.
Take your...
Do you have any hentai?
You're like, all right, take your semi and go down there, buddy. The hentai is over there to the left.
Do you have anything with full contact, like injections, like?
See, who are these grown adults that are like that comfortable with being in a hentai that they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna rock a shirt that pronounces my love for full-on tentacle cartoon porn.
I guess people that don't know how to work the internet properly.
My boss had there'd be people that would try to sell their porn collection.
Yeah.
And like one day I went to almost reach into the box and pull out a porn DVD, and he was like, "No!" and slapped my hand away.
Yeah, nobody wants to be buying used pornography. It's not a great market, really, for reselling used porno.
But swinging back over to this list here, somebody said pretty much anything posted to the Catatonic Youths page.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that page rules a lot. If you don't know about Catatonic Youths, it's a Facebook page where they pretty much play the most bizarre and shittiest music videos that you're ever going to see in your entire life.
Like,
they post, it's just random ass shit from mainly from mid-2000s or there's a lot of terrible mallcore shit that pops up on there.
Oh, so is there a fair amount of crabcore?
Oh yeah, but even worse, with music videos to match most of it.
Ooh,
Excuse
just
me, I'm
nothing
just
but
breathing heavily through my
attack
nose.
music videos on.
But then AC made it on there in one of them, which was really weird. They had a live AC video on there.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
Did it.
a lot of that gent going on with really bad emo vocals.
As far as gent goes, I think Julie Animals like leaders.
Yeah, I like that band.
Leaders. Yeah, I think they're.
So my best friend dates one of the guys that used to be in Animals as leaders.
Jeez, that's.
His name is Chaban.
Chaban.
Yeah, he's pretty cool actually.
I saw them with the Contortionist.
Cannot stand that band.
And Between the Buried and Me.
You hate everything.
The Contortionist,
Except the Offspring's
I hate a lot.
first few albums,
I never really listened to them other than the show. I didn't go home. I wasn't blown away.
Yeah.
But Between the Buried and Me is always one of my favorite.
Isn't the
bands.
Contortionist the woman that sings for them will go into some weird
No, they're
opera
instrumental.
type of... No, then what am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm wrong and an asshole. It's not the same band.
Contortionist was it's not exactly Animals as leaders, and it's not exactly Between the Buried and Me. Somewhere in the middle, kind of proggy, little genty, fucking.
Oh, I wonder what the fuck band I'm thinking of then.
Contortion.
I don't know. No, Contortion's a punk band.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a name that maybe more than one band has.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's multiple people with it. Oh man, this is one that made this list I looked up. The Black Eyed Peas, My Humps. That song fucking makes me want to shoot myself in the fucking face.
Anything by the Black Eyed Peas. And also that song used to be called Let's Get Retarded in Here, not Let's Get Started in Here.
Yeah, they did the old change the slur in their lyrics so they could be on sporting events.
And they used to be a legitimate hip-hop group.
Yeah, because they had some pretty banger albums in the 90s that nobody remembers when they were a three-person group.
They were kind of coming up with the roots at that same time.
Yeah, kind of similar sounding for the most part vocally, and then they just went full party techno, vacant-brained moron shit.
Amen.
So, but money.
Anything by Stained.
Anything by Stained.
Yeah,
anything by Static X.
Static X is pretty fucking
What about
hilarious.
Power Man 5000?
Oh man, that video is fucking funny.
Power Man 5000. That's Rob Zombie's brother.
Is it really?
It sure is.
Shut up.
And
I always thought that was a rumor, though. I don't think it's really Rob Zombie's brother.
And they're from Boston.
Really?
He's from Haverhill.
Haverhill.
I'm gonna fact check this Rob Zombie's brother thing because I wanted to know this for about 20 years.
I fact checked it 10 years ago, dude. You're just gonna have to take my
I fact checked it 10 years ago, dude. Oh, I'm losing my voice.
Let's see. His name is Michael David Cummings. Is that what Zombie's last name is in real life?
Rob Zombie Cummings?
Yeah, Rob Zombie's name is Robert Bartla Cummings. Man, no wonder you changed your last name, Rob. Holy shit. How the fuck did I never know that? I've been listening to fucking White Zombie for 25 years.
You've been listening to the one White Zombie record? For
Yeah.
25 years?
Yeah, I still listen to that album. Oh, there's two that I like. But holy shit, fucking Robert Cummings? What the fuck?
Hi, my name's Bob Cummings.
But yeah, his brother is the other
I'm
guy.
glad people don't name their son like Dick anymore.
Richard.
Well, you got Rob Cummings and Michael Cummings over here. No wonder they made up
Dick
stupid
Jensen
names themselves.
and Woody Hayes.
But I mean,
That was my flight.
Even in
people.
it like crosses. It's even in other languages. Like there's a word for like it's called bicho, but that's like a slang for like dick. But it's also like someone's like nickname. Name like Lewis, or a lot of people were called Lewis because it's like a nickname for like Micho.
I'd be fucking pissed if people just started calling me Dick.
But it's like the same way as like it's like it's just the word. It's
like
not
you're
like
really okay though, like with people being like, "Hey, what up, Dick?"
That's why my grandpa's been called for the last 60 plus years. So yeah,
I just
everyone named Richard back in the day. That's what you get called Dick for the rest of your life.
Hey, vagina, what's going on?
It's one of the weirdest nicknames ever because it doesn't even. How does that even break down? You know, how does Richard turn to Dick?
I don't know.
Josh.
What if your name is Richard Richards? Dick Richards.
Dick Richards. Or
Dick
just
Dick.
Dick.
Dick Dick.
Dick Dick.
Hey, Dick Dick.
Man, this is really devolved.
Or Richard.
We're not even on topic at this point. We're just making dick jokes.
Richard's Dick.
Dick jokes.
Well, this is Dick Richards from Absurd Report.
My name's Dick Richards.
Oh shit.
Dick Richards wants to know about my name.
What?
Why is it called
Somebody
Dick?
say,
The new hit song by Dick Richards
want some
and Robert
pussy.
Cummings.
And
Robert Cummings.
Fucking A, Rob Zombie. I think, even though I had a lot of gripes with a lot of the stuff on the list, I don't think it's a bad list. I think it's fairly comprehensive, and they definitely had a couple things wrong on it, of course, but, with the years and whatnot, with the fucking rules they laid down for it. But, I don't know, there's a lot of bands that I feel are super important to underground metal in America that made this list, that put out, like, the actual bands I buy albums from ended up on here.